Soggy Stamper. It's Saturday afternoon instead of Friday afternoon, but I'm here with my fabulous Friday Facebook Live. Yesterday, apparently, Facebook changed some things without notifying people, and you had to do a special, click on a special spot to get to be able to go live in portrait in landscape view. Several other demonstrators also had troubles with that yesterday. It'd be nice if they made changes to let us know in advance, but that's the way life is. So anyway, we're here, and I have this exciting technique to show you on how to make 4 cards from one piece of 6x6. This is particularly good for if you have the designer series paper that is just 6x6. We have several in the new fall catalog that are the September through December mini catalog that are 6x6. This particular one happens to be a 12x12. It is Winter Meadow. Let me get it and I'll show you more about it. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous paper. So there's this nice soft evergreens, and the back side is a mixture of blue and green. And then there's this design with evergreens. There's another one of those. This beautiful one with the berries and greenery. And the back side's like that. This is another one of the evergreens. And this one with the cranberries, I think it would be what you would call them. It's absolutely gorgeous. The back side of that is a green. And then this one has deer in it. So you could cut it and you would have your whole scene, your whole card front with designer series paper. All you have to do is put a greeting at the top, and you've got yourself an easy, beautiful card. So today, we're going to be using another one that has berries. This was part of, well, I don't know, I'm not sure how this goes now. Anyway, this is another section of that one piece. I can't show you the whole thing because I've used it all up. So let's get started. We're going to start with card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, and you fold it and score it at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and do that. Just a basic card base. You can get 2 of them out of an 8.5. Out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper of cardstock. And this makes 4 cards very quickly. And then we have, so we have 4 of these. I already have one made up. And then we have 4 of the basic white that are 5 1/4 by 4. And they go on the next layer. And then also, since this is a dark color and it's hard to write on, I have enough to put one on the inside. Okay. Then we will be using Misty Moonlight ink. And Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I have colored some with the Misty Moonlight Stampin' Blends to make them blue. You can see them here in the corners. And the stamp set Brightest Glow. This has been carried over from last year. and it's in the annual catalog. And I'm going to be using the Merry Christmas stamp. And I think on the inside, I am going to stamp wishing you a season of hope and light. So I have that one also out. Okay. So we're going to start doing some cutting. First, we're going to do some measuring. I need my pen. Since this is fairly dark on here, I'm going to have to use a pen to be able to really see it. And you make a mark at 1 inch. And then you turn it 90 degrees. And you make another mark. Oh, you can't see. I'll scoot up. Make another mark at 1 inch. Turn it again. And make a mark at 1 inch. And then one more time at 1 inch. Okay, so then we need a ruler. Well, we can use the stamp, the paper trimmer. Did you know that this works nicely as a ruler? So you're going to line up this mark with this mark, opposite corners. And if you line it up in the groove, where you can see it so it's just on the groove, like that, and if you have a mechanical pencil, you can just run the pencil down through that line, or a very sharp regular pencil would work. Just run the pencil down that line. You have your line. And then you turn it to the next marks. And here's where it's good to have that pen. And you draw it again. So you have a cross like this. Each piece will be exactly the same shape. And we're going to cut from here to here first. And if you don't want to make the lines, I will show you how you can avoid that. So there's the cut. Then if you line it up like so, and get your lines lined up and your edges lined up properly, and hold it all together, that looks good. You can cut it that way without making the lines. So we have 4 pieces that go like this. See, they go like that. I first saw this this technique on Robin Armbrecht's blog, actually on Pinterest. She had shared it on Pinterest. So I went to her blog and watched her video to see how to do it and to get the measurements. So thank you, Robin. Erase our lines. The fact that it's not quite accurate is not a problem, because we're not going to be piecing these back together again. Or piecing them with others that have been cut like this. And then we start constructing. We'll take one of the squares, 5 1/4 by 4, and it's going to sit like this. So you can either use multi-purpose liquid glue or Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to use Seal on this. Problem with Seal is you can't, once you lay it down, you don't have much chance to adjust. So you lay it down, lined up right in the corner, along the edge. Come on. See, this is the problem with Stamp and Seal. Get it to move. There you go. Now we also have, you can use cardstock or you can use paper. And I liked the back side of this paper. That's why I didn't have a big one to show you. But these are 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and they will go right like that, right at the edge. Now this time I'm not going to put the seal on there. I'm going to put it along here. Just like that. And then you cut it off. You cut off the excess. So you line up the edge of your cardstock and cut that way. Ta-da! You can do it by hand with the snips, paper snips. But I find that I can't do a very straight line with them. And there we have it. And then we just left to stamp. So we'll stamp our greeting. Merry Christmas. This is a cling stamp set. And hopefully I'll get it lined up pretty good. And I'm going to put one of these on the inside. And I am going to use Wishing You a Season of Hope and Life. Before I stamp it on the card, I'm going to line it up with the grid paper. And see how well it... Okay, so I gotta make it a little bit... have to adjust it a little bit. With one of the things about the cling stamps is getting the label on accurately. That's still crooked. This is the reason for not putting it down with glue first. You can try a second time. Well, still slightly crooked, but that's going to have to be. That's bigger than the other one. Or you could leave it blank and just write a hand greeting in. Like that. Get it folded right. Oriented right. How many of you guys have accidentally mounted it upside down? I have for sure. And when I do that, I found that there's a product called Undo that librarians like to use, and all kinds of, it's got a wide variety of possibilities because it temporarily dissolves the adhesive bond without leaving a mark on the paper. And I have a demonstrator friend who has used it to absolutely, she made some swap cards and discovered she'd put them all upside down. Come on. And she was able to rescue the whole set by using undo to remove that layer. So there we go. There's one card done. Now I want to show you how I colored those. It's really quite easy. So I recommend that you get, these are just basic jewels. They're in the catalog. They're also in the online exclusive, but they really aren't just exclusive. But you take the brush tip of the marker and just color it. Have to be careful if you press too hard though. The brush tip gets a little bit not pointed, a little bit frayed. Okay, so now let's do another one with one of these other pieces. This one will go like so. Now the design does get inverted each time you do, when you do this, because, oh, this is interesting. This one is too long. Huh, I did something wrong. Now, how did that happen? I got one cut wrong. Well, we'll go with the flow. It will work anyway, but I just won't have as much room for my greeting. Take our piece. This time I'll have to scoot it down further. There we go. And I'll go ahead and do the other two while I'm at it. Did you see that fly by here? It wasn't your eyes. It really was a fly that went by. There. And the last one. So you would think it was supposed to go like this, but actually the short edge goes up at the top. along the way, like that. Okay, now we'll cut all three of them. I'm going to start with this one over here because I've got the there. Then I can line this one up like that. So there's one done. Okay, this one again was one of the ones that was too long, so I'm going to start with trimming that first. Line it up with the parallel to that. Oops. Sometimes I deliberately put things in the corner, even if the rest of it was not diagonal like that, because it will cover up. If it makes it so you don't have to have it exactly straight on. You make it look like it was on purpose. Let's see if I have enough of the whisper white left here. We have 2 sheets. Need one more sheet. Well, I don't have enough, but I'll stamp these 2 with the inside greeting. Let's see if I can do better. That's better. What really works nicely is to use the Stamparatus, which we can no longer sell. I hope that the legal aspects of things get straightened out so that we can sell them, because you can then put your cling stamp on there and stamp to see if it's straight, and if it's not straight, you can adjust it and stamp it again. That does not look good. I'm going to do it again. I am somewhat of a perfectionist. Better. Come on. some of these stamp sets, stamp pads are new and they do not cooperate with opening and closing without somewhat of a struggle. So put the inside in, right side up. And the front on. And I'll put the 3 rhinestones. The Take Your Pick tool is one of the best tools they have come up with, because it has a clay thing on the end. What the heck? To pick up these things when they're crawling all over the place. See? And it'll pick up that, and it'll pick up sequins. You can use it to pick up scraps of paper. It's very useful. But I see that I have a little bit of seal there. And so I'm going to find my adhesive eraser and see if I can get it off. That's better. You can get those. We don't sell them here in Stampin' Up, but you can get them at any of the paper crafting box stores. Or even probably at an office supply place, because you can get glue in the wrong places, even in the office. Come on. And this dude wants to stick everywhere but where I want it. Okay, so that's card number 2 done. Outside my, so I like this one better than this one. This doesn't show much of the greenery, so I think I might have thrown away this one if I weren't just showing you how to do it in one piece using the whole piece of paper. But I might have discarded that one piece or used it for a background. Come on. Now I'm going to have to color another one. Because I guess I couldn't count last night. And if you wanted to, you could run a ribbon along that line there. That would be really pretty. Put a bow across there. So there you have it, 4 cards. And this would have been the 4th one out of that sheet if I'd had another card base. I do have another one, I think. Nope, I don't have another one ready, but I'm not going to waste your time while I go get another one. So that's the procedure to do that. It's very easy. Remember to mark the corner 1 inch, turn it 90 degrees, mark another inch, another, all the way around. And then you cut it. So the diagram looks like this. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. And you cut from there to here, A to B, and then point C to point D. And should end up all equal. I did something, I didn't measure quite accurately, I guess, so I ended up with a couple that were a little bit longer. But anyway, that's the way it goes. That shows that nobody's perfect. Anyway, this is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time. And I thank you for watching. And if you appreciate you leaving any comments, I haven't been able to watch my monitor to see if there were comments. But rest assured that I will respond back to your comments. If you have any questions, my email is sue@soggystamper.com. I will put this on my blog, soggystamper.com blog. If you need any of these products, my store is creationsbysue.stampinup.net. You could go to my blog, and there's a button to just click to shop now, if that is easier for you than remembering this long name or URL. And I'll put this up on my YouTube channel this afternoon. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend. See you later. Bye-bye.